All right, so you're a researcher, right? You've got a killer citation count and you're thinking, EB1A visa, here I come. Well, hold on a second. It's not quite that simple. There's a world of difference between just having a bunch of citations and actually, weaponizing them. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. How to take that raw number and turn it into an ironclad argument that you're not just good, you're at the absolute top of your game. And really, it all boils down to this one crucial question. Does that big stack of papers and citations just prove you're a hard worker? That other people in your field think your stuff is useful? Or does it prove something much, much bigger? Does it prove you're in that tiny, tiny percentage at the very, very top? Because here's the kicker. The EB1A standard couldn't care less if you're good. It demands stone-cold proof that you're one of the absolute best. Okay, so let's look at the huge gap between what most people do and what actually gets the job done. The usual approach? It's pretty passive, right? You list your H-index, maybe you throw in a screenshot from your Google Scholar profile, and you kind of treat it all as just background info. Newsflash, that's not going to cut it. The winning strategy, the one we're talking about, is active. It's aggressive. You take objective, third-party data, and you make your citation record the absolute center point of your entire argument. All right, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by looking at just how high the bar is for the EB1A. Then we'll dive into building a data-driven argument. After that, we'll talk about the power of human proof, and finally, we'll put it all together. Data plus stories to make your case for international acclaim. Okay, let's jump right into section 1, beyond just counting citations. Seriously, before we get into the how, we have to be absolutely crystal clear on the standard we're up against. Getting this right is, well, it's everything. And here it is, straight from the source. The standard for extraordinary ability requires you to prove you're part of that small percentage who have risen to the very top of their field. Now listen to that language carefully. It doesn't say excellent. It doesn't say published a lot. It says the very top. That means every single piece of evidence you submit needs to be laser focused on that one idea. Just having a big number of citations? Nope, that doesn't do it. You have to prove your rank. All right, on to section 2, proving top of field. So how in the world do you prove something like that? I mean, you can't just walk in and say, hey, I'm at the top, right? You need something objective, a globally recognized yardstick that does the talking for you. And that yardstick is Clarivate Analytics, specifically its Web of Science database. Look, this is the absolute core of the entire strategy. Using this tool is what takes your petition from, well, I think I'm at the top of my field, to here's the objective, verifiable proof that I am. So why this specific tool? Why Clarivate? Well, for one, it's not your opinion, and it's definitely not some academic social network like Google Scholar. This is the real deal. It's the system that the world's most prestigious universities, governments, and major funding agencies use to actually measure the impact of research. It's independent, it's totally objective, and this is the most important part, it gives you percentile rankings. It doesn't just tell you how many citations you have, it tells you where you stand against literally everyone else in your field all across the globe. Which brings us perfectly to section 3, your data-driven argument. Okay, so now let's get into the fun part, how to actually take those powerful percentile rankings and forge them into undeniable proof. Okay, let's start here. A paper that ranks in the top 10%. That's already a big deal. I mean, think about what that means. For every 100 papers published in your field, anywhere in the world, in a given year, yours is in the top 10. That's a really solid place to start building your case. But we can get even stronger. Landing in the top 5%, now you're in a whole different league. This is a genuinely elite tier. We're not talking 10 out of 100 anymore, we're talking 5. This is where your argument that you're at the top really starts to become, well, undeniable. And then there's this, the top 1%. This is the holy grail. This says that your paper by objective third-party data is among the most impactful pieces of research created anywhere on the planet in your field. It's literally 1 in 100. When you have this, you're not asking an immigration officer to believe you. You're simply showing them the proof that the world has already decided you're at the top. So, how do you build this data case? It's really just 3 steps. Step 1, you pull your percentile rankings from Web of Science. Easy enough. Step 2, and please do not skip this, it's so important, you have to explain what it means. Don't just assume the person reading your file knows what top 1% means. Spell it out for them.
Tell them it means your work was more cited than 99% of all other papers in your field. And finally, step 3, put this front and center. This isn't a footnote, it's the headline of your story. But here's the thing, as powerful as that objective data is, it's really only half the battle. So, for section 4, we need to talk about the other crucial piece of the puzzle, the power of human proof. Think of it like this. The data proves your rank. The letters prove the meaning, right? The Clarivate numbers are the what. They prove your paper is in the top 1%. But it's the letters from other researchers that explain the why and the how. They breathe life into those statistics, showing exactly who is using your work and the real-world difference it's making in their labs. Now, you can't just ask your old lab partner for a letter. The people you choose have to be chosen very carefully. There are 3 big rules here. 1, they have to be totally independent. No co-authors, no one from your university. 2, they have to be credible, established experts in their own right. And 3, this one is huge for proving that international acclaim, they need to be from all over the planet. You want letters from the US? Sure, but also from Europe, from Asia, from South America, everywhere. And what's in the letter is just as important as who wrote it. A winning letter has to do a few things. It needs to establish the writer's own expertise. It has to point to the specific top-ranked paper of yours they cited and explain why your work was so important. But the absolute most critical part, they need to describe how they personally used your work. It can't just be Dr. Smith's work was great. It has to be we used Dr. Smith's technique, and because of it, we were able to make this specific breakthrough. See the difference? That's what turns a simple compliment into rock-solid evidence.
Okay, it's time for our last section, putting it all together. This is where we combine the cold hard data with compelling human stories to build a case that is just completely undeniable. Because when you bring these two things together, what you're doing is directly proving the key phrase in the EB1A standard. The data proves your global rank. The letters provide testimony from experts across the country and around the world. What does that add up to? Irrefutable proof of national and international acclaim.
So let's just break down the complete argument one more time. You've got your top 1% paper rankings. That proves your work is objectively among the most impactful on earth. You've got your journal rankings, showing you publish in the most elite places. Then you have citation letters from the US, proving national acclaim, and letters from everywhere else, proving international acclaim. You see how each piece builds on the last? It creates this layered, multi-pronged argument that is just so incredibly tough to argue against.
And honestly, this is the ultimate mindset you want to have. When you build your case like this, with so much objective outside proof, you completely change the game. You're not walking in there asking an officer to decide if you're at the top of your field. You're just showing them the evidence. You're showing them that the world's scientific community has already made that decision for them. So, as you put your own case together, just ask yourself this one final question. Is your evidence just a list of your accomplishments? Or is it a powerful, data-driven story that proves your legacy? Because when it comes to the EB1A visa, only the story is going to win.